Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the budget. And there is so much conversation that happens about the budget, so many news articles, so many experts. So I'm going to simplify the budget for you and I'm going to bring it down to 10 things that you should know about the budget. I will also give you the interpretation, why the government has done it, what does it mean for you as an individual, and what does it mean for the companies that you work for. But before we start, do subscribe to the channel, click on the bell icon, and let's get started. So the first three things you have to know is that the government is focusing a lot on infrastructure. It wants to build infrastructure because it thinks through infrastructure, it will connect the last mile villages, it will drive growth. So the first thing that you have to know is capital investment has been increased to 10 lakh crores. It's been budgeted at 10 lakh crores. It is the highest ever that has ever been budgeted. It's a rise of over 33% from last year's number, which is 7.5 lakh crores. And this will go in building infrastructure. The second thing that you should know is the amount that's been allocated to railways. So the amount allocated to railways is 240,000 crores. Now, why is this number special? Because this number is 9 times the number that was budgeted in 2013, and it is a 50% increase over the number that was budgeted last year. So the government is seriously pushing infrastructure with railways. A lot of new trains, new tracks, modernizing the entire setup is going to happen. The third thing that you need to know as part of the budget is the government is allocating 10,000 crores as part of urban development, and this is not restricted for the metros but for tier 1 cities and tier 2 cities. Now, the first three things I told you are about infrastructure. What does this mean for you? What it essentially means is that if you are working for a company, say an FMCG firm or a retail firm, now their logistics costs will start going down because the network and infrastructure is so good. The supply chain disruptions will go down if you're in a pharma company. If you're working for a consumer electronics company, now it can travel easily to one more village to drive reach. So it will help them drive revenue. It will help the person in the most remote village in India get connected to the rest of India. So here are 3 facts that you need to know about this budget for as part of infrastructure. Now let's move forward and let's talk about what you've been hearing in the news the all time. So there's been a lot of conversation that the middle classes have borne the brunt over the last few years because the tax slabs have not kept pace with inflation. So the fourth thing that you need to know about the budget is there is been a tax revision. So earlier, if you were making up to 5 lakhs, you didn't have to pay tax under the new scheme. That number has changed to 7 lakhs. Now, if you're making your income up to 7 lakhs, you don't have to pay any tax as per the new scheme. So that's the fourth thing you need to know. The fifth thing that you need to know is this tax revision is not just restricted at the lower slabs, but it's also restricted to the highest slab. So if you fall in the super rich category and if you're making more than 5 crores, the surcharge which is applicable on the regular tax has been reduced from 37% to 25%. So why is the government doing this? Why is the government slashing the taxes across the board? And not just for elections. A lot of people believe the elections are coming next year and the government is doing this, but there is more economic sense behind it. So government is putting more money in your hand. And the reason they're doing it is so that you will go and spend that money. You can buy goods, you can buy services, and that will drive up the economy. One of the reasons they're doing it is looking at the global environment. There's a global recession around the corner. There is geopolitical tension, inflation is high, and they don't know how much support will come from that. And given that the Indian economy is driven by domestic consumption, which means what you purchase drives 60% of our GDP, the government wants to ensure that 60% potentially increases a little more or stays as solid. That's why these tax cuts have been done at every end of the spectrum. So that's fact 4, and that is fact 5. The next thing and the next set of 2 interesting facts you have to look at is what the government is doing with the rural side of our economy. Now, over the last 5 years, the rural belt has been under a lot of pressure. There has been a lot of stress in the incomes, especially 1 year in the middle where they were fine. The other 4 years, they were under a lot of stress. So what is the government doing for rural? So 6th thing that you need to know is the credit to the agricultural sector has gone up to 20 lakh crores. The credit to the agricultural sector has gone up to 20 lakh crores. So it's easier to get credit if you are a farmer, if you're an MSME, and if you get credit easily, you can grow your business, you can multiply your income. So that's the sixth thing that you need to know. The seventh thing that you need to know, and I found this very, very interesting, is the government wants to position India as the hub for millets. Millets is a power grain which all of us have been having. It's in the news, it's the new in thing, like quinoa. So millets is a power grain, and India and the government wants India to be known for millets. The way we exported yoga to the world, the government now wants India to be known for millets. So that's the seventh thing that you have to know, which the government is doing to drive rural demand. Now, the eighth and the ninth thing is very interesting, because when you talk about the budget, you have to talk about startups, you have to talk about entrepreneurship. India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world after China and the US. And the eighth thing that you need to know is the government is fulfilling its AI vision in artificial intelligence, which is make artificial intelligence or AI in India and make AI work for India. So eighth thing that you need to know about the budget is there are 3 centers of excellence being planned at top institutions. So they will come up with solutions, centers of excellence, and they will come up with solutions in the areas of agriculture to drive productivity. They will come up with solutions in the areas of healthcare and how to build sustainable cities. So that's the eighth thing that you need to know about the budget. The ninth thing that you need to know about budget is again an extension about the centers of excellence I told you. The government is planning 100 labs in engineering colleges, top engineering colleges across the country, that will develop 5G applications, given 5G is rolling out across India. So these 100 labs will develop 5G applications. In what areas? They will do it in areas of smart classrooms. They will do it in areas of precision farming and to drive infrastructure and transport. So that's the ninth thing that you should know. Why is this important and why is so much attention being given to this? Because you have to realize that one of the big results that India got over the last few years was the development of the UPI payment stack. It is a blockbuster success story that came out of this country. Nearly 35% of all digital transactions globally come from the UPI infrastructure. And imagine we have such a success story as UPI. Going forward with these AI centers of excellence and colleges, we will have some fantastic solutions that will come forward. So the 10th thing I want to tell you is in the area of affordable housing. Affordable housing has been a priority for this government for a long time. So in terms of the allocation under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, which is also called PMAY, has increased 66% to 79,000 crores. There's a lot of push towards affordable housing. If you are in the real estate business, you should be very, very happy, because a lot of real estate projects will start. If you're in the banking business, you should be very happy, because a lot of consumers will start making a lot more loans from you, because now they have more money in hand, the economy is growing, all these affordable housing projects are coming, they'll come to you if you are a bank giving loans. So this is the 10th thing that you need to know about the budget. Now, I will give you one extra 11th thing, which I didn't promise for, but I think it's very important and you should know. So the government is also trying to push green energy or green economy. And what they have done is they have budgeted 35,000 crores for this transition from existing energy to green energy. When you talk of green energy, you think of hydrogen primarily. So 35,000 crores. So if you want to be in this space, the government is incentivizing you to make this faster. So this is the 11th thing which I had not planned for, but I'm going to give you in this video in terms of what you need to know about this budget. So this is all we have time for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments box. If you like this video, do press the like button. If you have questions, drop them in. And before we finish, do click on the subscribe button. Click on the bell icon so that the next time I make such a video, you come to know about it. Till next time, take care.